making a bowl cover for my KitchenAid stand mixer bowl. But today I'm going to be using a jelly roll from Tiny Spool & Co. and it's the cottage core, and it's 2.5-inch strips by 44-inch. Okay, so you want to take the bowl that you're going to be making the cover for and measure, and I start the measurement about 1 inch down from the top. And then I'm going to add about 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch to 1 inch. I'll do mine at 12 inches. Okay, so here's some pieces from my jelly roll. And I am counting these as 2 inches because there's going to be a 1/4 inch seam allowance on each side. So I need six pieces at 12 inches. So I'm just going to cut these down to 12 inches. Just going to line this up so it's nice and straight. So there's my first 3. Okay, so I'm going to use this cute bunny fabric for the back side. So now you kind of want to put them together the way that you want to sew them. Okay, so then we're just going to start by putting right sides together on these first 2, and we're going to sew along here with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So if you want, you can pin these or clip them. So then I'm just going to go and press the seams as I'm going. So I'm just going to press all the seams flat. Okay, now I'm going to go back and sew the next one on and just repeat this process. Okay, so now we want to cut it into the circle. So I'm just going to fold it in half. I'm going to fold it in half again. And I'm cutting mine to 12, a 12-inch circle. This is a heat removable pen. And kind of connect the dots, and then you can just cut along that line. And then do it for your back piece also. So I'll just show you, this is what it looks like. So I like to just trace the one that I just measured out and cut. And just trace around. So then you don't have to measure again, and then just cut. So now you have your 2 circles. We can put them right sides together. And then I'm gonna do a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And then you wanna leave about an inch. So then you can turn it around so we can flip it. And make sure you back stitch, because there's going to be a lot of pressure where we are flipping it inside out or right sides out. So make sure you back stitch a few stitches. Okay, so we're coming back to the beginning. So this is the beginning right here. So I'm going to leave about 2 inches. I'm going to stop right there. And make sure to back stitch a few stitches. Okay, so now we can fold it right sides out. So just flip it and try not to put too much tension on these stitches, like the opening, so you don't want to rip that. Okay, then I like to rub my finger all along the seam here just to push out the fabric, so it's all pushed out right ways, or right to the seam. Okay, so then just kind of fold this material in and then just hit it with the iron. So that's easier to sew. I'm going to sew 5/8 seam allowance all the way around. Okay, so now you want to take your elastic and just measure. This bowl is easy to bring it all the way around. If you have a tapered bowl, you could just go halfway. But you want to bring it around and you want to pull it so it's snug. Just kind of pull it so it's snug. Like, you don't want it too tight, but you want your bowl cover to stay on nice. So, like right there. Then you want to cut it. Okay, so now we want to pull the elastic through there, so you can use like one of these if you have it, or a safety pin. I do like to use the safety pin. So just stick this through, close it. Just kind of push it through, and then I hold the end of the safety pin and just pull the material. So you want to be careful when you come near the end, because you don't want to pull this end in, like in here. So you can put one of these on just to make sure it doesn't go in the hole. Okay, so now we're coming back to the end. I just like to pull it out a good ways, so then you have room to sew it together. Okay, so then you want to sew it together. I'm just going to lay it on top of each other and then go back and forth a few times. Okay, so I'm just going to lay it down and go back and forth a few times. Okay, so once you've gone back and forth a few times, you can trim all the threads, test it. It's pretty strong. Okay, then before you sew this end closed, put it on your bowl and test to make sure that the elastic is a good size, or if it's tight enough. And if it fits, then we can sew this up. Okay, so now we can sew this part up. So you kind of want to stretch it and then line this up the best you can. And I'm gonna sew along the edge, like really close to the edge, probably about 1/8 of an inch or closer, all the way around, starting at the opening. Pull it a little bit just so it's nice and smooth, but you don't want to pull it too hard. So there's the finished bowl cover. It is very cute and it fits really nice over the handle, so that's why I did it 1 inch. There you go. I hope you liked that tutorial and I hope you try it out and make your own bowl covers. See you in the next video. Bye.